Hello, hi, still remember me? My name is Nur Hazirah binti Harun and still on my own project Bloomlens. After we are talking about workshop 1 and workshop 2, now we are going to discuss on the workshop 3, which is the idea generation using Scamper. Before that, let me explain that the workshop 3 focuses on improving the Bloomlens application using the Scamper ideation technique. We selected Scamper because it provides a systematic approach to brainstorming and help generate creative improvement for an existing product. Rather than developing a new application, we refine Bloomlens by addressing the problem identified in workshop 2. The ideas generated through Scamper guide the selection of key features and lay the foundation for the application prototype. Now, let's look the workshop purpose. The purpose of the workshop 3 was to enhance the Bloomlens mobile application by applying the Scamper ideas technique. Scamper was selected because it is a structured brainstorming method that encourages creative thinking and helps improve an existing product by exploring it from multiple perspectives rather than creating a completely new concept. The main objective of this workshop was to generate innovative and practical ideas that address the problems identified during our workshop 2. By using the Scamper technique, I was able to refine the Bloomlens concept and develop features that better meets user needs while improving the overall functionality and user experience. The findings from the workshop 2, which is the problem analysis, serve as the foundation for this workshop. The problems identified through the fishbone diagrams were analyzed using the Scamper technique to produce creative solutions, which later become the basis for my Bloomlens feature selection and prototype development. Let's look here. This is the Scamper overview. The Scamper consists of the 7 principal creative thinking, which is a substitute. We have a combine, adapt, modify, put to another use, eliminate, and rearrange. Now, let me see how Scamper can affect for my prototype. Substitute. We replace the manual ORCID identification using the Google Lens and multiple websites with an AI-powered ORCID scanner process with the Bloomlens. The outcome, it will be faster identification, better recommendation, one-stop solution instead of multiple platforms. That's interesting. Then we go to the combine. ORCID identification, personal care recommendation, reminders, disease management, and ORCID journal into one mobile application. So it will outcome to provide an end-to-end solution for ORCID lovers, better experience than using a multiple apps. Also, it can reduce complexity in the ORCID management. Adapt. Use image recognition and a recommendation algorithm to help people identify different species of orchid and provide care recommendation. The outcome, state-of-the-art technology can be used in the horticulture. Provide specific recommendation. Modify. Make the apps more intuitive and user-friendly to appeal to both amateur and professional orchid growers. It will outcome the user can learn how to use the apps easily, better experience overall, and more accessible to a wider audience. What it mean by the put to another use? Okay, it's make Bloomlens available for download by orchid nurseries, collectors, students, teachers and researchers. The outcome will reach out to a larger audience, more useful for students and researcher, and can help generate profit. So, for the principal eliminate, we can say goodbye to Google Lens scanning, Google search, manual note-taking, and reminder apps because the Bloomlens is a one-stop solution for the orchid care. The outcome is less complicated than using multiple platforms and make the user lives easier and more productive. Lastly, rearrange or reverse. Instead of having users search for care recommendation for the identified orchid species, the Bloomlens will recommend care tips right after the plant is scanned. The outcome will make the fewer steps needed to take care of an orchid more convenient for the user. Each principle encourages us to explore the Bloomlens concept from a different perspective, helping identify creative and practical improvement. Now, let's look at the selected features. Actually, I'm still wonder what kind of features that should I put on my prototype. Let's we see together. For the selected features, after I evaluating all the ideas, I selected these features because they provide the greatest value to user while keeping the application practical and easy to use. As I'm making a mobile application on orchid species, so I think I need some features that is very easy, friendly, and be benefit to all people. So I deciding to put a AI scanner, AI recommendation, a bit of reminder, care guides, orchid journal, disease management, and of course for the multi-user support. Recommendation, a bit of reminder, care guides, orchid journal, disease management, and of course for the multi-user support. For the impact, the Scamper technique was used to generate a new features to address the issue raised in a workshop 2. The brainstorming session did not focus on incremental changes to the current state of orchid management. Instead, it generates ideas for the complete rethinking of the existing approach to orchid management. These selected ideas directly influence the requirements and design of the Bloomlens prototype, ensuring the application address real user needs. The Scamper technique enabled us to convert user problems into meaningful design improvement, which became the foundation of our low-fidelity prototype. And for the conclusion, overall, Workshop 3 is successfully enhanced the Bloomlens concept through structured brainstorming, resulting in practical features that improve orchid management. These future enhancements represent the long-term vision of the Bloomlens and demonstrate how the application can continue to evolve through emerging AI technologies and user-centered innovation. This is my last slide, which presents the aspect benefit of the Bloomlens. First, let me tell you that Bloomlens allow us to identify orchid species faster through AI-powered scanning. This reduces the time and effort needed to search manually. Second, the application can improve plant health by providing personalized care recommendation based on the orchid type and condition. Third, Bloomlens support time-saving management through reminders, care schedule, and organized orchid records. It will also provide better learning opportunities for students by offering practical information about the orchid care, identification, and plant health. In addition, Bloomlens can be useful for nurseries and researchers because it supports orchid recording, monitoring, and management in a one platform. Finally, all of these features contribute to an enhanced user experience by making orchid care easier, smarter, and more convenient. Let me conclude. Workshop 3 successfully applied a Scamper technique to the transform and problem identify in Workshop 2 into a creative and practical solution. These selected ideas improve the Bloomlens concept and provide a strong foundation for the next stage of my prototype development. Through the Bloomlens, I aim to make orchid identification and care more accessible, efficient, and user-centered. So, I think that's all for my presentation. See you on my prototype. Bye-bye. And thank you for watching.